passion that a dream. PTF is the team.
And it's show time. Guys, today's PTF Part Time Funkar episode is definitely a star studded one, a special one, and it's gonna feature my very good guru from whom I have myself learned a lot and have been learning these days. The introduction has to be kept short because I am talking about the one and only Nirmala Devi. Oh, I'm sorry. Party from no, Ranjita Chakravarty. So Ranjita Didi, welcome to this episode of PTF, that is Part Time Fun Car. I am super excited to know more about you. You yourself as a personality have got like so many flavors. Like आप acting में हो, direction, you are a dancer. But we would love to know also a lot of the other side of the story. How has the Netflix success been looking like? And we'll touch base upon these other different parts. But first, would love to know, how's retirement going on?
First of all, thank you for putting me on part-time fun car, and I hope you stay excited after I tell you about myself. It's not that exciting, but how is retirement going? Well, it's just been a little over a month, and believe it or not, I have been super busy. Everybody was worried, oh, what are you going to do after retirement and this and that, and I've just found myself so busy with family matters and just doing things, so yeah, it's been going well.
Nice.
I'm happy that I don't have to wake up and immediately check my Slack and my emails.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
do that anymore. I stay in bed for a little bit longer. So yeah, it's all good.
Good to be out of the rat race finally.
100%.
Yeah. And were you planning on like कितने पहले plan किया था, like, or was it like, okay, I think now it's something that I want to explore other things and that's why?
Yeah, so I'm 67 and a half. So I've been eligible to retire from Stanford since I was 65.
Mhm.
So I still went on for and also the Social Security coming in and all of that. So I'm fully eligible to retire. I had thought that I would maybe do it for another year, 2026. But then this last year, I had some family matters. My sister passed away. My brother-in-law was very ill. So I just decided I needed to spend some time with family, as I've been working for 40 years, so non-stop. So I thought, it's time to hang up my hat. I've been even just in Stanford, I've been there for almost 28 years.
Wow.
In the same department, internal audit.
Mhm.
So and before that I was working other places. So I thought it was time. My children are grown, they're both working, so there is you always like the salary, but the thing is that there are other things to do, and while I can still do it, I thought I will focus on that. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So with Never Have I Ever now coming to an end, right?
Mm-hmm.
The journey has been, I'm sure, a great ride, and you have tasted the success. When you get identified as, oh, Nirmala Devi or Party, how does it feel like? And any story that you would like to share, like one of the most kind of like memorable, maybe awkward or funny?
Yeah, the success of Never Have I Ever is beyond phenomenal. I mean, I have been acting for a long time, almost as long as my professional job, almost more than 2 decades just in the Bay Area. And at the most, for every show, maybe 3,000 people see you. If you do it at Kabali, if you do 11 shows, at the most 3,000 people. And I was known in the Bay Area. But here, even with a small supporting role, a minute and a half per episode. 48 million households have seen it. Now I think
Wow.
it's close to 90 million. The numbers are like
Just exploding.
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yes, it was amazing that my character was so sure. They say that to the other my co-actors when they
Yes.
meet them, but genuinely I have heard this from all um, types of people, whether it's Asians or Indians, of course, Caucasians, Black, Chinese, Portuguese, Brazilian. I have had so many
Wow.
people say that, oh, you remind me exactly of my grandmother. So I'm like, oh, I must have a really international face. I remember
Yeah.
I remind everyone of their grandmother. But then I realized it's the cleverness of the show. It was a very specific show about a Tamilian family in America with the same problems as every other family. It was very specific, but at the same time very universal.
Right. Everyone can relate.
Everyone has a grandmother.
Yeah.
So it was specific, but yet
Interesting.
universal.
That's a very good.
And so I think the success has been phenomenal. Yes, I do get recognized wherever I go. And I think the most recent one was I think a funny one. Of course, I go, when I go to a restaurant, or even I've been cornered in Safeway in between the aisles.
Okay.
People have taken pictures
selfies,
between the
yeah.
pasta and the salsa. So they've taken pictures of me. But recently I was in New York for a film festival, and I was walking back from the theater to the village, and it was on, I think, near NYU, and there's a lane full of restaurants, and it's pretty dark actually. That it was pretty late at night. I was working around 11 o'clock at night, and these girls just jumped out and said, "Oh my God, you're the grandmother and the Nirmala blah." I was amazed at how in the dark they could recognize me. I'm like, this is a first. So they took a lot of pictures. They were like acting, oh, let's act surprised, let's act. So I went along with it. And then I said, okay, this picture I have to keep, because, no one has recognized me in the dark. That is too much,
Like, now you have got that stamp as well.
Yeah, so. Like in the dark. So yeah, I've been recognized a lot, and even when I went to Goa after the second season, I was celebrating my sister's 80th birthday, and we were all in a shack, and people were just like crowding and like looking at me, and they couldn't, like, they were saying, and then they realized who I was, and they all took pictures, and they were very thrilled that I was with we are six sisters, and all of us were together, and fairly aged everyone, and we're dancing. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I've had some really crazy situations, and but it all seems really nice, because I just feel really amazed that people like my work, because you're always doubting. I mean, sometimes when I see, I'm like, I didn't do that properly, or this, but people say that, no, we loved your work. I'm like, that is great validation. So it's humbling, and it's a great validation. And these are strangers. These are strangers who are coming up to me. It's not my family and friends who are saying, oh, you were so good. But my family sometimes says the more critical things, and they're not as kind as my fans. But no, actually they're pretty supportive. So, but yeah, it's just like, it's amazing that people like your work. To me, that's amazing.
And when you say, like, they are like strangers who identify you, myself, when I saw you the very first time, and I knew you were into Never Have I Ever already, and had seen your work, trust me, I didn't feel that you are a stranger to me. There is that connection of, Arey, party ka to wo, that trendy and such a hip grandmom. So wo, I think on the other side, it's not the stranger thing. But Didi, now, of course, everyone loves to talk about success, but I am super confident and sure, because the way your personality is, there have been failures, there have been sacrifices. If you could talk a little more about that, like how did things come up on the other side of this success.
You mean for acting or?
Yeah, like let's say for example your role with Never Have I Ever has seen this success, but prior to that, I'm sure it must not be a thing that okay, one day in the morning you wake up and you are like, okay, you're getting this role and that's it, blah blah. It's not that way, I'm sure. So what has that side of the story been?
Actually, Never Have I Ever was my first audition for Hollywood.
Oh wow!
It was my very first audition, and it was during COVID.
Okay.
It was a self-tape, and I didn't have an agent. I didn't know anyone in LA or anything like that. So,
Okay.
so it was like a really weird story because that doesn't happen like that. In fact, the casting agent also later on told me that it's very weird the way you got it.
Okay.
So my first thing, they say beginner's luck. So I got it.
Yeah.
But since then, I have actually auditioned for quite a few things, and I haven't got it. So even though now I have done quite a bit of work, but where people have given me direct offers, like, okay, we want her. I didn't have to audition. So I've got some of those, but then I've auditioned, I would say at least, I want to say in the last couple of years, I've auditioned at least 50 to 60 different things.
50 to 60?
50 to 60, yeah.
That's a lot of work.
If I count, yeah, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's in the high numbers. It's in the double digits for sure.
Yeah.
So sometimes it feels like hundreds. I've given hundreds of auditions, but definitely a lot. Yeah. And all the good thing is it's all self-tape. You don't have to go anywhere. You just do a self-tape. They send you the site. And I haven't got called. So it's not like, oh, you've got success once and everything is going to be hunky-dory. That's what people had told me. She said that, oh, after Never Have I Ever, oh, people are just going to beat a path down to your door. Not really. So it's just like, so I have to work at my craft. I say, oh, maybe I'm not doing certain things correctly. So yeah, I've had plenty of rejects.
Got it. And you just casually said 50 or 60, that number, but there's a lot of prep for each self-tape that you do.
Yeah.
In a short, can you just give a spotlight on how that process looked like, so that, maybe people from the audiences from the non-acting community get an idea that, oh, that is the effort required,
right?
Because you have just put it very subtly that 50 to 60
maybe I was 56, but it was a lot.
Sure.
So basically what you get is you get the sides with about nowadays they have to give you about 48 hours to prepare.
Okay.
So when I was working, I really didn't have that time. I would just get it, I would just sort of do a quick read, and then I would have to have someone read with me. You have to have someone. But now, but I have a setup now where I can set up with a camera and I have lights and all that. I mean, and then you don't have to memorize for the audition. But it's always good. But I have to confess, I have not always memorized my lines because it's just not possible. Like, they send you the site and then in 48 hours you have to do it. And sometimes it's 2-3 pages. It's not possible. But I have. For some I have, for some I haven't. So it just depends. And in a way it's good discipline to actually memorize, because even when you're on set, they give you the sides the night before.
The night before?
Yeah, the day before. Or it's especially if you're a supporting actor. I mean, if you are one of the major, actors, then you get the whole script, maybe you get the entire. But for someone like me, who was a supporting actor, who was in a specific episodes, I would only get that like maybe 2 days before, whatever. And then, so I would actually memorize that. For my when I was on set, that I would memorize. So, but it's good habit to sit and memorize it. But I also did spend so much time. Oh, I have to like get this role. Sometimes I took it a little maybe nonchalantly. Ki chalo kar lete hain, I didn't take every audition that seriously. So especially when I was working, it's just like, but if my job depended on it, like if like I had to get it as, this, like I have to make money, then maybe I would have taken it a little bit more seriously, each audition. But I have to confess that I did not take every audition seriously.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not the advice I'm going to give to the young actors. You must prepare.
Right. Oh yeah, totally. And talking about the young actors, right? The idea is to actually have that conversation where veterans like you are able to throw some experiences and short stories. In today's time, I'm sure AI is everywhere, right? And we have seen like AI creating videos and movies and stuff. What's your take on like this AI and the advancement that it has? Will it ever, do you think, replace the human touch of, let's say, acting as a craft or a profession?
I don't think in my lifetime, no. Maybe voice actors, maybe that might happen. They can take your voice and, put it through AI and all of that. But, just a story enacted completely by artificial intelligent type computers. I hope not. They're saying that that's coming, but I think it's still a ways away.
Right.
I don't know exactly how many years away, but but because they can do some amazing things on AI.
Yeah.
Especially with voice.
Right.
With voice, they can do a lot of, and I've heard that even with a picture, they can take your image and do other things. But I haven't seen any AI full AI movie yet, so I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So now moving on to the other side, let me tell all the audiences that I'm talking to the actress Ranjita Chakravarty, but she has been a full-time auditor at a company, working a regular 9 to 5 job, and yet she has been pursuing the amazing magic that she creates, right, through her art as an actor. So Ranjita Didi, as an auditor, what things may have helped you with your craft of acting? Anything around that, like anything from that 9 to 5 you can
Yeah, the full-time auditor made me a part-time funkar.
Nice. I like that.
So the full-time auditor first gave me my bread and butter. It gave me my living, because as you know, with acting you really can't make money. You certainly can't become rich unless you're very, very lucky. Unless you're like the Amitabh Bachchans or the Meryl Streeps or whoever, Nawazuddin. I mean, even they've struggled, right?
True.
But first of all, my audit job gave me the comfort and what can I say, support that I can pursue this acting business. It has always been a hobby. So what have I learned? Yes, as you know, in auditing, we have to plan our audits. We have to do research. If I'm coming to audit your unit, I will need to do a research on what your unit does. What are the operations, what are the procedures, what is your revenue stream, what is this, what is that. So I have to do some research. And then also time management, like we have to make sure the interviews are done this much, the field work is about this much, and the final product is the audit report. So yeah, I see a lot of, especially with theater, movies is a little bit different, but I've not directed movies, but especially in theater, especially when I've directed, there is a clear parallel between audit and acting, because there are these stages. You plan, you research, you find out about your characters, and the final, instead of an audit report, it's the play, when you put up on stage, so that's the final product. And then whether people like it or not, just like you get a client survey after we do the audit report, whether we auditors were fair and balanced, or we get a audience reaction whether the play was good or not good. So yeah, I've learned, I mean, there's a lot of parallels, but I think the most important thing I think vice versa,
Mhm.
is the asking questions. I've been asking questions. I've been an auditor pretty much all my life for over, I would say, close to 35 years.
Uh-huh.
So I've asked a lot of questions over the last 35 years. And that continues even in my plays. I mean, those
Right.
of you who've
Right.
acted with me or been directed by me, I put in a lot of time on research and planning and developing the characters and all of that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. So this right here, we have got a blueprint of if you are an auditor, you can become an actor. So auditing
vice
firms
versa.
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, sure. So that's another thing that maybe the ones who are gonna pursue something like acting, part-time funkars, you're very welcome. You have the blueprint now to kind of follow through. Ranjita Didi, about the world which is outside acting, any other hobbies that you pursue, or something now that since you have got into retirement that you maybe were planning but work didn't allow you to, maybe travel or anything?
I've always traveled, not as, I mean, I hope to do some more traveling. Some other hobbies that I've always done is I like to play Wordle. I like to play word games, which I used to do even when I was working. It's my morning routine. I don't have any other clear-cut hobbies per se, like painting or singing. I like to sing. I used to dance. I don't think I can restart my dance again. I'm a little old for that. But I might learn. I want to learn something new. Maybe I'll learn a language or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And talking about family, you previously mentioned like a few minutes ago about the biggest critics are at your home. How is it like in your house when you are, let's say one episode got just aired and that was the freshest one? What kind of conversations happen? Like, would really like to know. I mean, what are the reactions or comments?
Yeah. Both my kids are like super proud of me. First of all, it's especially for my daughter, she thinks it's so surreal that and all her friends are like calling her like, your mom was on TV, we saw your mom again, etc. No, they're actually Arjun and Alicia, my two kids, they're very thoughtful. They give very thoughtful and actually they help me with my auditions also. Arjun used to be my reader. Now sometimes Alicia they read, and then Alicia will say, oh, maybe you can say it a little bit differently or this and that. So the conversation, actually, believe it or not, I've not watched any of the episodes with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I know recently I watched The Running Point, which is another Netflix show I was on. I was only in episode 6. My son, I watched that one because he didn't want to watch the whole thing. He just wanted to watch my episode. So he just burst out laughing, and he said that was the funniest part. He said that the entire episode. So yeah, my son and daughter are very honest with their criticism. It's not like criticism, not in a bad way, but oh yeah, you did this well, or you didn't do that well, or maybe oh yeah, you were overacting. I just did a movie came out designed by Preeti, so my daughter felt maybe I overacted a little bit in the first scene, so they'll say stuff like that. But overall they're very proud of me, and they can't believe it that I'm doing this. So
great. Okay. And Didi, like since you have been a single mother with so many roles that you are playing in your life, right? Like an auditor, a mom, an actor, how has that journey been? Like whether in terms of like support or just your experience, if you could share.
Yeah, so I have been a single mother, correct. My husband passed away in 1997, so it's been a long time, and my kids were 10 and 4, so it was pretty difficult to do this alone. But I think the kind of outlook I have on life is not to get too serious about anything, just like आ रहा है जा रहा है हम हैं. So so that has truly been my philosophy. I don't like get into, I have to do this or I have to do that, or because of my children I can't do this, that, or the other. I never use them as an excuse to not do something. I often hear a lot of young parents, they say, oh, we can't do this, my child is too small, uske school ka exam chal raha hai, unka chal raha hai, tumhara to nahi chal raha hai, you can still do. And I think my kids really like that I was still doing other things, because I think I started with Natak in 2000. So it was 3 years after my husband passed away, and even before that I was dancing and all of that. So in fact they used to get very worried if I didn't have an audition. Mom, don't you have an audition to go to? Why? Because then otherwise my attention was too much on them. Homework kya, ye kya, wo kya. So they were like, ki bhaiya, mummy ko
up lines karo.
yeah, you go and do your lines. Go. Don't you have an Arjun especially? So then, don't you have an audition to go to? If there was a gap, because there was a time when I was doing at least 1 or 2 plays a year, and short films and this and that. So I said, at first I thought, they really want my acting career to bloom, but then I realized that they didn't want the attention on themselves. So, so yeah, no, it worked out well. Like I said, I don't take life too seriously. It comes and goes, and just go with the flow. इतना भी क्या सोचने का.
Awesome. That is beautiful. So as we are going with the flow, what is Ranjita Didi looking forward to now? Any upcoming projects or just something new that you want to explore?
I have a few things lined up. I'm doing a play in Theatre Works next month, August 9th. It's starting. I think 14th and 17th are the performances. It's a stage reading of a new play. I like doing stage readings of new plays. It's don't have to memorize lines, and it's just you get to read a new play and help the author. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm auditioning for different things. I may direct something. I'm helping a friend in Maryland direct a play that she wrote. It's a kind of a murder mystery. So just helping her remotely with some ideas and all of that. And then I'm taking care, I'm hoping to spend more time with my older sister. She lives in Mountain View, so maybe take her to for an outing and things like that, which I couldn't do when I was working. So just spend time with family, etc., with friends, and so
Fantastic. And it is always a delight to see Ranjita Didi, whether on stage or on screen. So we love your work and everything that you're doing. So yes, we would love to see even more of that. One last question that I would love to ask you is, if you get a superpower to push out one problem that exists in the world, what would that be?
Let's see. Superpower. I think I would like this sounds cheesy, but I feel there is so much unrest in the world, like wars everywhere, whether it's in Gaza or in Ukraine. What are people fighting for? It's like for a better life or what? Isn't there a better way? It's like, I know world peace is supposed to be like, oh yeah, everybody wants world peace, but truly I really feel that that's something I would really like to see, like people being accepting of each other, कि ठीक है यार, मतलब क्या इतना क्यों माथा फोड़ी, just let people be and exist, live and let live. And of course there has to be some justice, like I know that a lot of people are not as privileged as us. We are sitting here in Silicon Valley and we have a roof over our head and food on the table. It's not like that. So yeah, if with a wand I could do that, why not? Let everyone be happy and let there be peace. Seriously, that's the main thing. I would just like a peaceful world. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Peace, movies, the work, and so many things. It was fantastic talking to you, Ranjita Didi. Just one last thing that I would request personally is just be the way you are and just keep doing all that work the way you crush it. So thank you so much for taking out time to come on PTF and sharing all your beautiful journeys and stories with us.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So this was Ranjita Didi on our star episode of PTF, that is Part Time Funkar. And as a tradition, we end the episode with something special. So Didi, this is a little token of love from our merchandise sponsors, Messy Hustlers. And yeah, I mean, if you'd like to just cherish this, and this remains a memory for our episode today.
Oh, thank you so much. I guess I should become a messy hustler. Yeah.
Right?
Thank
I
you.
think you already are a hustler.
Okay, so
Messy,
let us
pata
become
nahi.
messy like that. Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, Ranjita Didi. And this was the end of our amazing episode on PTF. Stay tuned and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's PTF Podcast with me, Rohan. Thank you so much. This is Rohan signing off.